Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. And oh my gosh, you are in for such a treat because we have Brittany Denham, who is been slaying it with the web order game. And she's going to be sharing all of her secrets on how she has in just the last month did over 40 web orders. And this has actually been a thing. We just were chatting. She's been doing this for a while. So this isn't just a one and done thing. She's been hitting the web order business hard for a while, and she's going to spill her secrets. If you have questions, feel free and go ahead and drop them in the chat. We might not get to them all during the live, but we'll make sure that you're going to have some more work for Brittany. We'll go back and we'll make sure that we get all your questions answered that we don't answer here. Just a little bit about Brittany. She's been a Pure brand partner for about 2 years now. She joined right before COVID hit, and her reason for joining was she wanted to get out of the house. So it's kind of ironic that then what happened is everything shut down and she became a queen of doing business online. She's got 2 little girls, and she has already knocked out over $80,000 in personal sales this year alone. That's personal sales, that's not group. And so she knows what she's doing. She is a self-proclaimed shy girl, though. She's a pretty spunky little personality too. So I'm excited to turn it over to Brittany. If you can share a little bit about yourself, Brittany, and then we're going to dive right into it.
Yeah, of course. So I am Brittany. I live south of Hastings, Minnesota, but I grew up in Roberts, Wisconsin, which if you know where that is, it's a tiny little town outside of Hudson. I have a degree in therapeutic recreation from UW-La Crosse. But after having my second child, I chose to stay home because childcare costs were too high, and I would have literally been paying for someone else to raise my kid. So I was home for a year with them, and I thought I needed something more. I needed more human connection outside of play dates and library get-togethers, but I didn't really know what that meant for me. Sexual health was not my comfort zone. It was something that made me squirm. If you get like a group of guys together, my husband and all of his friends would get together and they would tell raunchy guy jokes, and I'd be out. I was uncomfortable. I didn't want to be there. I couldn't talk about sexual health with my husband, and I had 2 kids with him. So I felt like this might have been a good opportunity for me to grow as a woman and feel more comfortable talking about sexual health with myself, my husband, but also be able to educate other people on a topic that if I was uncomfortable, they might be too. So that was October of 2019. And now we're coming up on October of 2021. So I have been doing this for almost 2 years now.
That's wild. And so we are on today because of your incredible web order business. And I've got to put this out there because we really promoted the web order side of it. She did over 40 web orders last month, almost $5,000 in sales. And for those that aren't familiar with that, we've got different ways we can do this business. We have the option of carrying inventory, doing it boutique style, basically buying a wholesale, selling retail, which is awesome. We also can run orders through our personal websites, which is hands-free because you basically are sharing a link. Our corporate office is shipping to your clients. They're doing all the heavy lifting, and then we just are getting a commission check the next week. And so you did over 40 web orders last month, but you also actually had 14,000 in retail sales total. And so I just want you to know that she's got a banging business even beyond her web order business. But can you tell us how the heck did you do 40 web orders last month? Tell us about how that happened.
So I do 10 to 15. I aim to have 10 to 15 virtual parties a month outside of my in-home. And now that we're kind of coming out of COVID, but kind of going back into it, who really knows? I'm doing about 2 to 5 in-home parties a month. But majority of my parties are going to be virtual parties through Facebook.
So most of the web orders are coming through your virtual party. So at any given week, how many virtual parties are you running at one time?
It can vary depending on the week. I really give my hostesses the opportunity to pick a date as long as it works with my schedule. But I try to have 3 a week, but some weeks I have more than that, 5 to 7, depending on the week, people's paydays, all of the above. But I really give the hostesses their pick of the dates. Again, as long as I'm not out of town or not without phone service, because I obviously need to be available for them.
I love it. And so when you're doing your virtual parties, do you have a specific party format that you're following?
Yeah. So I follow the Tiffany Ransom virtual party format with a few of my own tweaks prior to doing the Tiffany Ransom one. I was doing the Lucy Heinen format. All are great resources on Facebook. And so I've kind of mashed a few of the things together, but for the majority, I'm following the Tiffany Ransom.
And for those that are interested in that format, we'll go ahead and link it in this video at the end. There's actually a link to a Facebook group that runs through everything, like literally step by step on how to do this. And so there's so many different ways to do a virtual party. And the thing is that you just want to find something that works for you and stick to it. And Brittany's been incredibly consistent in her virtual party style. So when you're running a virtual party, well, first of all, let's talk about, I'm already going off script, Brittany, sorry.
Okay.
How do you get your party booking? So for someone that maybe is newer in the business, or maybe they, are like, I really want to dive into this. It sounds pretty good to potentially have, 40 orders come in that are hands-free for me. How do you even get the ball rolling with something like that?
So I recently, the Blossoming Beauties did a booking blitz. My calendar was actually looking pretty quiet for September and October, and I wasn't super happy with that. But some months I have a lot of referrals through virtual parties, and other months I don't get any, and that's okay. But the booking blitz, I reached out to everyone with like this, I don't know, bibbity bobbity boop. I can post it too in the comments, but I need to find 10 hostesses by midnight tonight. Can you help me not be the pumpkin of my group? And I think I booked 8 parties in 24 hours because I was late to the booking blitz. I had other things going on in life that I couldn't sit down and message people. And so reaching out to people, but I also went through my VIP group and I went through a list, the contacts or whatever, members, and I picked people that I not necessarily haven't partied with before because I want to broaden my horizon as far as my customer base goes. And I have some party people that like to have parties every couple of months, but I wanted those messages to go out to people that haven't hosted because that was it made me uncomfortable to reach out to people that don't come to me, but also would help me broaden things with my VIP as well as my customer base. So.
Okay. So, and you've been in business for a while, and so you have a customer base, you've got your VIP group that you've been building up for a while, and you have past hostesses. What would you say to someone? Well, let's imagine that tomorrow, like everything's gone. All right. All your contacts are wiped out. You are starting from scratch and you are basically building from the ground up. Could you do it? Mm-hmm. You could? You're confident that, okay, if I had to start from scratch, I could totally do this over again. Okay, so what are some suggestions that you have for someone who might be starting from scratch or might be starting over? What would you do if you had to start this thing over again?
So I would be going through my personal Facebook friend list. Say all of my friends that weren't part of Pure Romance, because I have a lot of those people as friends on Facebook. Say they were gone. I would be going back through my Facebook friend list and I would be reaching out in private messages saying, I'm new to this business. I don't know what I'm doing, but I would like to learn. And I'm wondering if you would be willing to help me. There's no obligations. There's no requirement to buy from me, but would you be a hostess for a virtual party so that I can see if this even works? But I would be going from scratches that way. And I would be vulnerable and open with them. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but will you help me? Ladies want to help us when we ask for help, but also to know that there's no obligation to buy. Like, I really preface to my customers or my hostesses that having a large party isn't my goal. My goal is to educate ladies, and the income comes second to me. But if I can educate ladies, because again, I was uncomfortable, so others are too. But if I can educate them, that's my goal. And then I, of course, give them a discount if they want one. Not everyone does, and that's okay. But my goal isn't to have big banging parties every single time. It's to be able to reach more and more and more people. I would also be venturing out into things that make me uncomfortable, like Instagram and TikTok. I don't utilize those for my business right now. I do tidbits here and there, but I'm not tech savvy. And so if I had to start over, I would be figuring out how to utilize those platforms to get parties and connect with more people.
I love it. I love it. So being vulnerable and basically saying, hey, I need some practice. Can you help me practice and figure this out with some of your close people? And here's something too. We're going to be talking with Heather Fisher on Friday, and she's going to be sharing with us how she got a bunch of orders last month with 0 parties. So here's the benefit with this business. You can do parties. You can not do parties. You can do it in person. You can do it virtual. You can have a boutique where you stock inventory, or you can run everything hands-free through your website. We have more options than anything I can think of. One of the benefits, though, of having parties is that you're working through people's networks. And so with Brittani, if she were to start over from scratch again, reaching out to a handful of friends, your friends and family are not going to build your business for you. So if you have friends and family who are like, nope, 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 join the club. That's a lot of our, top consultants, is we did not have a large social network. But what's cool is when you have a couple of people who, do a practice show with you, they're going to introduce you to their friends, and then you're working through their networks. And that's a beautiful thing about a party, is it's not rustling up a individual sale all the time. So, okay, other things that you would like to share with us. What does the typical day look like in terms of how you work your business?
Yeah, so that'll be changing shortly, but my past COVID life, what it looked like is I would be working during nap time and then after bedtime for my kids. A few moments here and there to respond to messages while my kids are occupied, but I have a 4.5 and 2.5-year-old. It's not often that they don't need my attention right now, that they don't need one-on-one time or my eyes on them, because my 2.5-year-old is a tornado. So I don't have a ton of time during the day, but I do have time when they go down for nap, as well as after they go to bed. So I have my parties scheduled for those times. I have a notebook that I have written out that's with me all the time with my to-do list, because when I sit down, I'm scatterbrained. I don't know where to start. And so if I have it written out, I can go there and be like, okay, I can do thank you cards right now, or I can do connection cards right now. Like I don't have to think about it too hard, to focus in those little pockets when I can.
I love it. And so how much of what you're doing is actually like marketing? Marketing is putting stuff out on social media, posting, praying. It's important to do, doing things in your stories and your Facebook group. And how much of it is actually connecting and reaching out to people, would you say, in terms of the split of your time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Mondays during nap is when I schedule all of my posts for the week. In my VIP, I have 3 posts a day, Monday through Sunday, and I schedule all of them. And then I trickle things in that may be bundles or whatever is launching, things that are going on, or just pop-up sales. But my 3 basic posts are scheduled on Monday, so that Tuesday during nap on all the way through the rest of the time, I can be messaging people and connecting with people, setting up parties, party posts and all of that stuff. But for the most part, Monday is just a chunk of like office work, and the rest is the connections for me.
I love it. I love it. And you guys, like, seriously, this is where so many people, I think, miss the boat, because they're posting stuff out there, but they're never doing the back stuff. Most of where the magic happens with those that are selling a lot of product, doing a lot of orders, is the one-on-one connection that's happening in Messenger on social media. So I see some questions that have popped up in the chat. We're going to link up the resources. So you're going to want to connect with Tiffany Ransom's party format for those that want to learn about that. In terms of booking parties, people are asking about booking from scratch. And if they don't have a large network, something that you guys can do is go into our All-Star group. There is the Endless Leads training that Dana McWilliam did that's going to help you start your leads list, and then do just what Brittani talked about. Brittani talked about with reaching out and asking people, you're trying a new format. Can they help you practice? Right.
And that's what I did when I switched from Lucy Hynens to Tiffany Ransom's. I really put it out there and I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying a new format. Will you help me? I did a post in my VIP, and I private messaged people to see if they would be willing to host. And from there, the ball just rolled. It's nothing special. I need to redo all my videos, but I don't have time right now, and my customers don't care. So it is what it is for now, until I have a hot moment again.
And it seems to be working for you. So what percentage of your orders last month came from the parties that you were doing versus follow up, your VIP, all that kind of stuff?
For web orders, probably 75% come from parties, and then 25% are my random VIP customers that do grab those bundles, or just shop online without connecting with me, versus the people that connect with me, or the sales that I do with in-home inventory.
Awesome. Any other tips that you would like to share with the group? And please, again, drop your questions below, because we will make sure that we go back and answer these for you if we didn't get to them during the live. But any other tips for someone that wants to book their web orders and doesn't know where to start? What would you?
Yeah, I think a good thing is going to be birthday messages, sending out birthday messages Either you can look on Facebook and see whose birthdays are coming up, or you can look, I send them out every single day on their birthday, because Facebook tells you whose birthday it is. And then you can say, would you like 10% off? And you can just give them your shop 10 code. Like that's 10% off, and that's your website right there. So birthday orders is a great thing, or asking them if they want to host a party for their birthday. If you look in the upcoming, and then again, you're going to grow your clients for that. Share those e-com deals for my parties. If I have a party, I will say, this bundle popped up today. You get a freebie. The hostess gets a kickback too. So it's a win-win for everyone. And then I will connect with them like, hey, if you want to order again, I will reimburse shipping costs. And there's ways that we can do that without you having an in-home inventory, having them Square or PayPal, whatever you use to collect money order, and then place it through your website to have it directly shipped to them. But sharing those e-com deals are always larger order sizes in order to get them, which means a larger percent of commission for you. So take advantage of those when you can.
I love it. All right. Well, Brittani, thank you so much for sharing with us. Can you show her some love and drop any takeaways that you have in the comments? And again, also, we'll go back and we'll make sure that we respond to any other questions that popped up that we didn't have a chance to connect on. But thank you. And again, I just think this is such a great example of all the different ways that you can do the business. Who wouldn't love to have, over 40 hands-free orders, almost $5,000 in retail sales that we don't have to manually process. So thank you so much. And we'll be back on Friday with Heather Fisher, who's going to talk about getting orders from scratch if you don't have parties on the books. And she is the queen of that. So thank you so much.